keep on working on our laughing face from last class, last Tuesday. How did you guys do? Do you guys have any questions before we start? Were you guys able to sculpt? How is it working? I have glue all over my hand. I was working with cement and paint, so my hands are all dirty. Please pretend you're not seeing. I washed it, but it's all stuck. Okay, so I posted that on the Facebook group, Juliana LePine Online Students, something like that, in this phase, and now we can keep on working. I've seen some students went ahead and are even farther away, so I think you guys didn't have too much trouble doing this. Something that I want to know is, do you guys want to finish the complete face with painting and everything, or just learn the face expression? This is something important for me to know if I should go ahead and finish the full face, or this is basically what I want, is learning face expression. So this is my reference that I'm working with, but it's not a portrait, so I'm just using this as a reference to see how her smile is doing, because I wanted a girl smiling really, really strong. And I will probably finish this body on a private class on Patreon, so if you're interested, let me know. Yeah, so complete. Okay, so even painting. All right, so just a remind, I don't have my glasses on, so it's very hard to see what I'm doing, and my eyes are getting worse and worse as I get older and work with lenses also, because I work with the lenses so often. You know, your eyes get used to it, and then it just doesn't work anymore. And it's impossible to work with my glasses in camera. So I was trying right now, but it's impossible. Anyway, so let's get going. So just a remembering or a remind about the last classes. We don't smile, we don't laugh just with our lips. We need the full face, changing expression in a lot of different parts that I listed last class, to actually look like we're laughing. Otherwise, it just look like a weird person. If you don't make smiling eyes and a smiling mouth, it's just gonna look weird. So right now, this is kind of what we have right now. Her eyes are still not smiling, and I'm going to start working on her eyes right now, just to give it a little bit of more the feeling that she is smiling, laughing. Mine is almost with her eyes closed. We don't really need to close the full thing, because it depends on the person and depend on how much we're laughing. But I will mark down the separation from the eyelid here, along with you. Oh, welcome, Primo. Thank you. So I will just make a line here to show the separation between the eye and the eyelid and this space between the eyebrow and the eye. Okay, so that's it. And now we can shape the eye a little bit better. I'm gonna bring it in a little bit more. Hey, Pam. Okay, so just marking this already make it a little bit better, and also we can mark the wrinkles here. Even if it's not an old person, remember when we smile and laugh, this is going to mark down. Doesn't need to mark a lot, but it will mark some. And remember that the space here between the bottom eyelid and the cheeks will reduce, so this the wrinkle here is gonna get stronger because the space reduced, so it will mark this wrinkle a little bit more this way. And also the eyelid gets tighter, so when we tight, it gains volume. Hello, Colombia. Okay, there we go. And just marking those little details to the eye, we already gain. Look at the difference. Just because I gave some smiley eyes, now you can understand the face expression. It's not, here you could be a person screaming. See, she can just be screaming. I mean, it's a smiley lips, but she could be totally screaming. But here, you can already see she's laughing because we gave her the smiley eyes. Okay. Also, in my case, she has her fat pad here very, very tight, right here, because she is pulling her nose up. She's shrinking this area. So this is, you don't necessarily need to laugh like that. Not everybody does, and you need to really be giving like a big laugh in order to do that. And that's kind of what I want. That's why I like this this sculpture. So I'm just gonna reduce here some volume in between here, because you don't want a line right here. You want the line to be like rounded. Okay, so I'm just changing the angle on how the cheek reach that line to don't be like an angle. And we can mark this quite a bit. There we go. And also, every time that we make eyes, once we reach from the center, when we reach the center to the inside of the nose here, we have to carve a little bit here. Otherwise, it gets too puffy. I mean, when it can, some people have a little bit of puffiness in here, but not as much as in here. So we dig in a little bit here. And also, here you give the thickness of the nose. Reaching, you can make a draw here so you know where it goes. And then all this area here, you kind of reduce the volume, and then you blend into the, don't have a hole. So let me just dig. Oh, how much do I dig? It depends. Depends on the person you're making. Depends on how you want this face to look like. It doesn't need to be a lot, but it doesn't need to be too little. Just do it, and then when you like, you stop. Or when it looks like your reference, you stop. My clay is a little bit dry already because it's been a week since this face is waiting to be touched, so it gets dry. Polymer clay is not very good to leave for so long without working. So I'm just gonna bring her eye more in because I can see her a little bit crossed eye because the inner corner is finishing too close to the iris here. So I'm bringing in more, and then I can make the nose a little bit thinner as well. And even in this direction, we can kind of go in the nose in there, see? To continue, to give more space in the inner corner here. There we go. And then, oops, I dropped it. And then we clean up this excessive clay here. So now I have space around the eye. It was kind of like drowning in skin, and couldn't really see anything. Look at that. Better, right? So I'm just gonna clean up to show the eye better. Show my lines. There's also something that I want to mention about the smiling eyes. Is when we tighten this, the eyelid, when you tighten it up, the curve usually is this way. It's like an upside down U. That makes the eye, I mean the inner curve here. See, I'm making like a, it's slight. It's not a lot, but it's a little bit curved up in here. That's gonna make the eye happy, like this. You can even think about cartoon. When we want to make a laughing person, we make the eyes like this. So think about that. Oi, Dayatuba. And then it looks more like it's smiling than if you have the curve upside, like the real U curve, or straight. If you give this little bump on the center here, it's gonna look more like a laughing eye. Okay, I'm not gonna put a lot of wrinkles because she's young. Put a few. And we're gonna smooth that out, so. Okay. Oh, welcome, Oliver. So that's it for the eye. I mean, obviously we could add more details here, but all I want first is to see this girl happy, laughing. Okay? So now I'm going to work on smoothing this wrinkle here, this part. Building up better, removing excessive clay, cleaning up. Do you guys want me to make the other eye too? In class? Or should I just do the other side after on my own? You guys always want. I always ask and you guys always want. I don't even know why I keep on asking. I'll just show it all. So here, I'm going to do the same thing with this eye. Mark my eyelid. I'm just going to do fast and then I'll work on symmetry after, okay? Also, this wrinkle tends to go up when we're laughing. Like it goes the U shape and then this wrinkle goes a little bit up. It makes the eyes happier. I won't do a lot on the eye. I'll just do a little bit. Suzanne always wants in class. All right, you got it. Here, and I'm gonna give the upside down U shape. So bring these two corners down and leave the center going up. Also, something important is when you start digging, when you look in this direction, make sure that you're getting the curves right here, okay? That is not getting flat. Make sure that it goes in, side, in this direction. It goes in here, out here, and in here again. So, see, mine is a little bit flat here. You don't want that. So you want to follow the curve of the eyeball this way. Same thing here. Otherwise, you get like a lot of skin and the eye all dipped inside the skin and you can't really see it. So there we go. And the wrinkle going up and removing excessive clay here. Look how she looks happy already. We didn't do much. It changes everything, that's right. Okay, now I just have to dig that area like we dig the other one. Give more space in between the eyes. Make the nose thinner. Can keep clay here for this fat pad here that is getting volume right here. But in here I want to clean up. There we go. So 2 eyes. Now I'm gonna work on her profile a little bit because I still think that there's a lot of clay in here. I don't have enough, after the forehead is done, the nose start in right in the center of the eye here. Okay, so there's a breakdown here that it's still too much clay in here, so we can remove in this direction and then let the nose start here. Even if she's shrinking the nose, it still have to have that. Okay. Okay, thanks for coming, Natalie. Okay, and I'm going to remove here. Unless you want to have a little bone in the nose, you can too. Or just remove. Depend on the shape of the nose that you want to give. Okay, this is already a profile that I like better. I have a curve here. Just working on the nose shape a little bit. Nothing big. Making sure to clean up this extra clay when we shape. There you go. So I think her nose is still a little bit too thick, so we can reduce some clay in here. You can mark how thin you want. There, you see there's too much clay in here, so mark the wings here, and then here we reduce a little bit of this volume by removing some clay. My clay is cracking. It's okay. I can put fresh clay in there and then fix it, or just take the clay around, because that's also help to stop cracking if we just mix up this clay a little bit. Get another tool. And remember to reduce the angle here too. You don't want an angle, you want like slightly get in there. And see here, it's flat. The bottom eyelid is coming flat. Look how it looks like there's a lot of skin in there. Look at the difference in this one that I remove the clay from here, and here I didn't remove. I mean, I removed, but as I moved around, I end up with more clay in there. So I'm going to clean up. Can you guys see the difference? You see here, this eye is following the right curve, the eyelid here. So it's losing volume as it gets to the inner corner. This one is not. Look how it looks like something is wrong. There's too much in here. The eyes are hiding in there, right? So you can do this way or this way. It doesn't matter, as long as you know what you're doing. I'm just going to remove some clay from the ear and make that curve. It's because I can't do it in this direction because I don't see it, but I'll remove this and make that curve happen better. And as I go here, I will bring the inner corner in a little bit more. Okay, I think that's good. This is just too not smooth. What is the opposite of not smooth? Crunchy? No, too not crunchy. Oh, my English, save me, please. too yucky, too blah. I can't think of a word. And then you can't see what's happening. I have to be brave to give class in English, let me tell you. My English fails me a lot. And I've been in Canada for 11 years already. I should know better. So I'm just cleaning up a little bit so you guys can see what's going on in here. There's a lot of extra clay, and the clay is not smooth. And then it's hard to see what's going on. But there, better? See? The inner corner now is less clay. And then if you think like, oh, I still can reduce more, it's gonna look better, give it a try, reduce more. I might reduce more after. Okay, but now she is a happy girl. Now I'm gonna work on, I have to still reduce some clay here to match up. I don't like to be matching up for too long. I like to work on the symmetry. I mean, it doesn't need to have a lot of symmetry because she's laughing, and I said that last class, and I will repeat, when we laugh, sometimes we tighten one side of our face much more than the other one. I mean, it's actually pretty common. It's not just sometimes. So there's not this giant commitment with symmetry here. Okay. I mean, you don't want to make one eye out, one eye in, but you know, just the basic. It's okay if the lips are a little bit not straight, like this muscle is pulling more than this, and that's okay. So I'm just gonna show her teeth a little bit more. So I'm gonna cut. I don't want to. And I'm gonna go leave a little bit in the middle. I'm just following my reference. She has kind of like a heart-shaped lip here. I know it's gonna look a bit weird now, but don't worry. It's gonna look better after. And I'm using my knife to cut because, again, my clay, it's pretty breaking. It's breaking a lot right now. It's cracking. And it's just easier. All right, so you want the lips to be very close to the teeth because when we laugh, we pull this part of the lips in. Yes, looking in the mirror is very good for symmetry. Also taking pictures. So I'm just making this area here a bit smaller. It was too big and the teeth were not showing enough. And now I will, what I do here is I put my tool on an angle, and as I do this on an angle, the lip kind of marks a little bit. See the difference? And all I did was contour the lip with my tool a little bit on an angle. And then I have a little bit of a lip in there. And then I can press in a little bit on the outside and clean up the clay just to get a little deep, like a deeper area in there. And you also want, you don't want a bump in here, okay? You want in. You want this area to be in instead of out. So looking in this direction, when you do this, you press tighter as you go into the center and then let it release strength. So you have a little dip like that. You don't want this to be on this direction. And I'm already liking it. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to contour the lips with my tool on an angle. This side is a little bit harder for me, but there you go. And I will press in here on top of the lip. And this, you see here, this is opposite direction. This is There's a volume out here, so it's going out. I want this to go in. I don't know the concave and convex thing, so you don't want this to be like a, in this direction, you want to be like a spoon facing up. I don't know if concave and it's, if you guys use this word in English, concave and convex. Concave, probably concave. Okay, so I removed the bump, and now she already look even happier. And I could use this clay that I pulled up to just press in my skin and use it to make more volume here, because there is more volume here, instead of cleaning all out. We're just moving clay around, right? And there you go, she's pretty happy now. I'm just going to pull this clay a little bit more with my tool. I can't put any angle on this side, so I just try to copy what I did on the other side. And I will fix her nostrils now. Guys, if I'm too fast, if you want to ask anything, if you want me to slow down, let me know. This is the good thing about being live, that we can talk to each other and you can ask me questions, or, oh, I didn't see that, can you explain that again? I'm here for you. I know when we start it's not very easy to do those things, and we struggle with shapes. I struggled a lot before I reached that level. But my big hint and tip is enjoy your moment, your process. Enjoy your results. It's all part of your artistic story. And don't get frustrated if your result is not like mine. Don't get frustrated if your result is not like you expected. Just enjoy. And if you make a little monster at the end, love your little monster. And be proud of it. If you guys seen the first Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt that I made, I already shared that on my page. It's so bad. I mean, comparing to what I'm doing now, it doesn't even look like it was the same person that did. And I took it to a wedding show, all proud of it, and people liked it, and I sold. So you see, sometimes you just have to love what you're doing, because there's always a style, to it. Sometimes it's not as realistic as mine, or is not as realistic as you were planning, but you gave it a lot of face expression and feeling and movement, and it looks wonderful. So just find your place on this. Where are you going with it, with your art? Okay, when I get to the end here, I always like to give a little up, very slightly, just to make her smile more. I mean, we don't really need to do it, but it's just me. I like it, my style, I guess. So now I'm gonna work the bottom lip, and I'm gonna open up here a little bit more, because remember I told you when we carve here, the clay tends to go in there and make the mouth with too much clay in here. So I'll just dig, and probably I can go with this a little bit lower. That's good. And I kind of like this side already. All right. So now let's shape a little bit of lips in here, because there's nothing, right? I don't want to add lip because, again, she's stretching that area to the back, pulling all this area to the back. So there's no, the volume on the lip is gone. I mean, there's a little bit, but it's basically gone. Even if she had like very, like a very big lips, it would go and stretch to the back. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna carve in here. I'm gonna carve really deep so you guys can see here, just in the center area, okay? And as I go out here, I'm going to contour the chin and carve just on the chin contour like that. Hello. Hey, man. So just carve around the chin this way. And here a little bit you want to carve on the, it's gonna make a wrinkle in here too. The wrinkle, this wrinkle have to keep on coming down here. This way. And then how much it wrinkles, it depends on the person. Hers, it's quite big, see? Here. So what did I do now? I digged here, deep, and then I dig around the chin, not as deep as here. As I go out here, I dig less and less and less, so I loosen up a little bit my tool to don't go so deep, and here I go deeper. Okay, now I'm digging this area here, so this wrinkle can show up more, and I can put this area a little bit more to the back. See? So I'm going to dig here a little bit, you don't want too much. And then now in this area here, I will again, so I just digged with the tool like that. Now I'm going to put my tool on the angle and smooth this out to slowly reach that shape. So this is also on an angle, going in slowly, not suddenly an angled hole in here, just slightly. So just putting in the angle here, and then I do the same thing here. I put on the angle to round this area here. So I smooth a little bit. I will show the difference between the two of them. So I still have to round this a little bit more, and you don't need to have a line here. It's a slight depth in there that goes in and out to meet the chin. Without a line. The line, this line we have it, but not here. We have a shade, but not a line. Okay, now we got the better shape in here. And same thing in here. You see how here I digged this area? I'm gonna show the difference, hold on, between the two sides. And here I didn't, look, too much in here. Look at the difference, how this looks more like a mouth because I removed this volume. It's not, it doesn't happen this. Our lips here, they stretch. And then this is already the face. So if you leave this volume, it doesn't look like it's the face in here. So you have to dig this area to gently meet the lip and become the lip, like here. So that's what I'm gonna do here. I'm going to dig this area, making sure, I mean, being careful to don't squeeze, when I dig here, to don't squeeze this in, because this clay is soft, so we go slow. Just remove clay here, remove this volume. And I will completely remove this clay. And I'll smooth out. There we go. Now same thing here. I don't want a line, so on an angle I'm gonna bring this slowly down to reach that line. on an angle, remove here too. And I don't want a line in here, so I'm going to round the chin all the way to the line. There you go. And now I can mark this better. Hola, Argentina. Okay, I like that. I will just show a little bit of more gum in here. And just give a little separation from the teeth and gum and lips. So just dig in a little bit in here between the two of them. So it's not just a straight thing. Somebody's having fun. Laughing a lot in the class. Okay. And now as I reach here, we don't need the lip to go all the way, the cut to go all the way there. You want the cut to end kind of in the center of the eye here. Okay, you don't want to go too much farther. There you go. And now I also want to reduce a little bit of this line and just make smooth. That's it. I think I want this corner to go higher instead of dropping so much. I'm gonna bring it higher to make her even more happy. This way. So I just brought the meeting between the top lip and the bottom lip a little bit higher in this side. There you go. So those are details that we can, it will depend on our reference. If you want her happier or whatever you want, you can always change a little bit and follow your reference. I don't know if you guys are following mine, but remember, it's not a portrait. We're making a laughing female. So as long as you're happy with your laugh, you don't need to go ahead and try to find the exact same smile of hers, okay? I'm just gonna mark a little bit of lips here, but very slight, by rubbing my tool this way. And now I like it better. All right, what time is it? Oh, I still have time. I was concerned. Get it clear here. I was trying to smooth out some clay so it was ready for class. You guys have any question or any comment or any observation? Something that is also helps sometimes when if you're not happy with your smile, give it this try. Get a ball tool, place it under the end of the top lip and do this. Look at the difference. Oh, it's going to be recorded and saved, so no worries. That helps. If you're having trouble, it's because sometimes this part gets too much volume in here, and then it looks weird. So if you push the ball tool in, it helps to make the smile more real and less, I don't know, it just helps. And you can also, if you didn't glue your jaw to the skull, you can always press it in if you think you made the mouth too open and you want to close a little bit, or opposite, or you can pull it down to open the mouth. And that's why I don't like baking before. I don't like gluing before. I like to let it loose so I can still change my idea, like, change my mind and do something different. Okay? All right, so now let's put some cheeks and volume on the side of her face. Do you guys have any question before I go ahead? Any questions? All right, I'm just gonna add the chin now. So I will put some volume. We could put more volume here as well, and down here. So you can go both ways, because I also think that because she's squeezing the fat pad here and there's not enough volume in here, you see. So I'm gonna put a little bit. I don't want a lot, but I want more than that. And I'm going to smooth it out. Okay, there are some things about this when we add the cheeks like that, is add slow, and look at that. When you add here, be careful to don't let too much clay in here. Okay, this part usually it goes in. It's more in than that area, so our head tends to go on a curve. So if you do this and get out, then it's gonna look weird. So we have to reduce this volume right here. And the volume is more on the front, not on the sides. There we go. And then here we lose a little bit of volume. So as you can see, I made a little mark in here just so you guys can see. But I will smooth that out after. It's just to show. And now we are going to bring this wrinkle also down. Right here. But here you put much less, okay? Because it's just on the front. We have a little child on the live today. Having fun. Well, as long as he's happy having fun, trying to troll, I'm happy for him. I have kids here too. There you go. And then here I will check on my reference to see how far is her wrinkle going. Again, it's not a portrait, so every time that I look at my reference, I like to remind you that you don't need to go crazy with the portrait. But there's a space here that is already, there's no line here, okay? So here we just smooth and slowly end the line in there. Yeah, I have people that like watching. They don't sculpt, but they like watching because it's therapeutic. That's funny. Just reducing this volume here. Too big, so I'm just pulling it down a little bit. Spreading, bringing towards the front more. You can smooth out that here too. There's a line in the bone in there. No, it's just the basic face shape. Give the tempora some depth. Good. I'm happy you like it. So just smoothing out this is too much volume in here, so just to mark it better. There we go. Look at the difference when we put the cheeks this side and this side without. Right? Big difference. Okay, so let's put the cheeks on the other side. I mean the chick. I don't know how if I'm saying this word right. My daughter makes fun of me because she says, I always say like the baby chicken instead of that. So I'm never sure if I'm saying one or the other because I can't remember which one is which, and I don't really see a lot of difference on the accent. Thank you, Alexander. Merci. Okay, I'm just pressing here because chicks. Yeah, but chicks can also be girls, right? Or no, cheeks. I don't know. I know one is like you have to prolong the E, the other one you don't, but I am always in doubt which one is what. Same with going to the beach. I never know. So I'm always kind of embarrassed to say that. So cheeks, I think those are cheeks. Okay, so I'm gonna do exactly the same here. Cheeks. I'll just say fat pad. It's easier. I put too much, but that's okay. I'll spread out. Be careful when you put clay here. Be careful to don't put as much because sometimes it's harder to. You might mess up what you already did. So slowly adding this one. Trying to get some symmetry. See, it's much bigger than here. I'm gonna cut some. You can always cut as well if you add too much. There we go. Mr. Samiento is doing the voiceover for my girl. That's exactly what she's doing. Ha 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 ha. He needs some attention. I have to give attention. All right. And same thing here. I'll go down. Are you happy? There we go. And now this cheek, this cheek cheeks. Just need some symmetry. I'm not gonna go crazy with symmetry again because she can be tightened one more than the other, and that's all good. It's all good. And maybe there's a little less in here. Oh, here, I'll reduce some here. There. Oh, I like her. She's very happy. I just need to smooth it out now. I mean, work on the symmetry a little bit better. Smooth and that's it. She is already a laughing girl. Always remember to don't let the forehead to be like flat, okay? The forehead is rounded here, and as it gets here, there's the tempora. So there's a little dimp in here. It's like it goes in right there to form the tempora. And then we can add more wrinkles if you want. Also add the nose wrinkles because she has some nose wrinkles for pulling it in, pulling it up, I mean. So you can just press with your tool, and then you can, when you smooth out, it will look good. Just fix some small things like giving a better shape to around the wings here, mark it a little bit better. But those are things that I really need my glass to do because I don't really know what is going on here right now. On the, like, you know, on the small, the smaller details, I can't see. I need my glasses. I might need to bring more clay here. Yeah. I actually didn't. I didn't put clay in here. I just put the cheeks. There. Hola. Now I have to find out, why is she laughing if we're gonna make a full sculpture? What's going on? What is so funny? Maybe she's getting a puppy kiss. Puppy can be giving her a big kiss here. There you go. Also, make sure that the jaws, because remember I always mention that I hold the skull always here and I get this jaw squeezed. So if you need to add some volume to the jaw, go ahead. 54, yeah, we can finish. Add some volume if you need, if you want. If you don't need to add volume, make sure that at least you mark the end of the jaw properly here. As it goes here, you have to have a separation right there, okay? It's not like all rounded. Here, starts the head. There we go. Okay guys, I think for face this is it. I'm going to show how to smooth out. So I have here, today I'm working with olive oil. I also use coconut oil a lot, but today I have olive oil. Why? Because it was too cold in here. I'm looking for a good brush here. It was too cold for my coconut oil and it was getting hard. And then I switched for olive oil. It doesn't really matter. I'm just looking for a good brush. I want a firm one. There you go. So there's some coconut. This is a coconut oil container that is all full of paint already. And this is a little bit of olive oil that I just dropped in here. So just regular olive oil. And I will go around her face with the oil. It doesn't need to be a lot. And I'm gonna brush all of it. So you want kind of a firm brush, otherwise it won't do the job. And you just want to do that when you're done, when you're not gonna add more clay, because if you will add more clay, if you have the need to add more clay, either you bake before or clean up the oil with rubbing alcohol. Because if you mix new clay here, the olive oil will get inside the clay and the clay is gonna get very weak and easy to break. So as you can see, when I smooth out, I kind of follow the design on the face and I go press harder when I want in and lose a little bit when I don't want to go in. So I think the division here between the top on the fat pad here and the bottom one is too low, so I'm going to bring it higher. So all I'm going to do is press my brush a little bit harder in here to mark this better, and then I will mark here as well and bring this volume down with my brush. And if you have the need, go with your hand as well. So I didn't put the jaw this side because I wanted to show smoothing out before we finish. I'll put this jaw later. I'm just gonna match this side because then we can paint next week. There we go. And then you just do this until it's nice and smooth. Okay? So that's it. I'm going to smooth this out a little bit better with my glasses. Again, I have to work on the tiny little details here. For example, marking that line a little bit better with my tool. Just those little things that I really can't do without my glasses, and I can't use my glasses in camera. So it's very, very hard for me to do it in class because my eyes, my glass is supposed to be exactly where my phone is, and so it's hard for me. So I do my best without glasses here, and other than that I will add the glasses. So even with my brush, see, I can bring the lip higher if I want, change a little bit her smile, fix little things. There you go. All right, so I will fix those little things for next class, and the next class we can paint. I will try to paint on a live class. I like to paint in layers and bake in between, especially for teaching, but I will paint it just in one layer, and I will tell you guys when I would bake if I wasn't live, like I've done it before. Oh, that's good, Suzanne. I'm glad. I'm glad that you feel that you learn. Okay, so I will finish this and I'll post my face on the Facebook group as well, so you guys can take a look. And please go sculpt, go follow the steps and try to do your sculpture. You're gonna have so much fun. Don't get frustrated. Go ahead, don't give up. Keep on doing even if you're not super happy. I'm sure when you're done you will be happy that you finished. It's a nice experience. It's relaxing, and just let yourself enjoy the process. Okay? I hope you guys enjoyed that. See you all next Tuesday. Bye-bye.